Hello guys, in this comic book cafe we're going to be talking about Miles Morales' Ultimate Spider-Man number 5. Again, Ultimate Spider-Man, a rather interesting, again, take on the Spider-Man thing. This is basically kind of a, I almost want to say alternate reality Spider-Man in a way. But anyway, in this universe, of course, Mike Morales, of course, turns into a, of course, Spider-Man. He's the new Spider-Man, which has slightly different abilities than the Peter Parker, the original Spider-Man. And of course, his suit's a little different, and he is just basically a young kid trying to be a superhero. So Spider-Man basically shows up, drops off his stuff, and takes off Peter Parker. Peter Parker's assumed to be dead. So is the Green Goblin. And in this issue, you find out Green Goblin is not dead, nor is Peter Parker the original Spider-Man. So, or they build on the fact that they're both not dead, and there's consequences because now he knows they're not dead. And so both Peter Parker and him, as Spider-Man, are sitting there, surrounded by the cops, in the beginning of this issue, basically, being told to freeze, and they both try to get away, but Miles Morales doesn't get necessarily shot, but he gets severely wounded by a bullet. And so he has his invisible stuff, so he falls down invisible. Peter Parker keeps swinging away, and he runs into Maria, the cop, and Maria, and she basically takes him somewhere safe, and ultimately, he has to find out Peter Parker, if Peter Parker's alive or not. Is this really Peter Parker thing? And then we see, of course, Jonah Jameson and Green Goblin shows up his place, and they have a long conversation that, Green Goblin says, if it weren't for me, Spider-Man would exist because I'm the one who made the thing and ultimately would turn Spider-Man into Spider-Man. And the new Spider-Man, he says, is different than the original, and when he hit him with this stinger thing or whatever, it kind of fixed his chemistry of his brain, I guess he said, think more clearly now. And he kind of breaks down about killing his son in this. But ultimately, the shock on this is eventually you talk about he's angry and he's going to destroy Hydra and everybody, and who did whatever. And then ultimately, Jonah Jameson pulls a gun, and you see him. You hear the gun go off, but you don't. That's all you see. Kind of like, we're going to leave this on a cliffhanger. You're going to find out in later issues what actually happened. But as for Morales, ultimately, he goes to Mary Jane's place, and the very end of the issue, and he goes, she keeps saying, go away, and eventually Peter Parker shows up and he goes, he needs to know the truth, and that's basically the gist of this issue. You can go all the other little stuff, but really, ultimately, that's really mostly what happened this issue. It was basically setting up, again, the story, that interaction between Miles and Peter Parker, and obviously the Green Goblin being around. I mean, Jonah Jameson shot him, but I still think Green Goblin will be around, right? Because Green Goblin was captured for S.H.I.E.L.D. They used to assume I guess we thought he was dead, but he was actually captured by S.H.I.E.L.D., and somehow he got loose. And so the cliffhanger is what happened with Peter Parker. Why is he back? How does that affect Miles Morales as Ultimate Spider-Man? And that'll be interesting. Again, it was I like the character Miles Morales. So he's a likable character. I don't always buy into the farming out Spider-Man in so many different forms that they've done in recent years. But I like Morales. I actually like Kane's character because he's so different as a Spider-Man. And of course, Peter Parker. So we'll see where they're going. Again, the Spider-Verse thing coming into effect. The question would be, what Spider-Man are going to be there, and what Spider-Man are going to be in the end. And this issue was interesting. Why is Peter Parker back? Was he really dead? Is this the Peter Parker that they know? So it left you with questions, which is always good in a book like this. So what do you think of Miles Morales, Ultimate Spider-Man number 5? Did you like the whole things they've set up for the future issues in this book? Love to hear you guys' opinions like always, and I will talk to you guys later.